Have you ever felt like making friends as an adult is this complicated game and nobody ever gave you the rule book? Well, you are definitely not alone. But what if I told you the rules are way simpler than you think? What if it all boils down to just a few core ideas that honestly anyone can use? Let's get into it. This right here, this is the whole foundation for everything we're about to talk about. Seriously, think of your friendships as the scaffolding that holds up a happy life. It's not just about having people to hang out with. Study after study shows that a strong sense of connection is one of the biggest predictors of your overall happiness. And the flip side of that, loneliness has literally been linked to a shorter lifespan. So yeah, the stakes are incredibly high. Okay, so we've got this deep, fundamental human need for connection baked right into our DNA. So why is it that for so many of us, modern life feels, well, kind of lonely? Let's dive into the heart of that paradox. To start, we need to get one thing straight. If you're feeling lonely, it is not a personal failure. It's a huge, widespread, modern problem. I bet this looks familiar. You want to go see a movie, or you got some good news you want to celebrate, or maybe you just need someone to talk to. So you pull out your phone, you scroll through your contacts, and you just kind of stop, not really sure who to call. If you have ever felt that, I promise you, it is not just you. This is a super common experience for millions of people. And check this out because it might actually surprise you. When you look at the data, it's not older folks who report being the loneliest, it's young people. And the pandemic just threw gasoline on that fire, right? It hit right at that time of life, school, college, those first jobs, when your social circles are supposed to be forming naturally. But here's the good news. There is a formula for making friends, and it is shockingly simple. It has nothing to do with being the funniest or coolest person in the room. Nope, it's about something way more fundamental. This is the secret right here, the proximity principle. Real friendships, they're usually not forced. They tend to happen almost automatically when we're just around the same people over and over again. It's less about having a ton in common right off the bat and way more about just sharing the same space. Just think back to school for a second. It was basically a giant, perfectly designed friendship factory, wasn't it? You didn't have to try that hard, right? You were just thrown into the same classrooms day after day. You had similar schedules. And friendships, they just happened. That's because society was doing all the heavy lifting for you. And get this, there was a study that perfectly captures just how powerful this is. They looked at college dorms and found that the single strongest predictor of who became friends wasn't shared majors or personalities. It was how close their dorm rooms were. Just physically seeing someone more often made friendship almost inevitable. It really is that simple. So if the formula is that easy, why does it get so much harder when we get older? Why do those friendships that we made so easily just seem to fade away? Well, here's the big conflict of adult friendship. On one hand, friendships are like plants, right? They need consistent time, energy, and attention to actually grow. But on the other hand, adult life is just full of other things demanding those exact same resources. Your job, your commute, your partner, your kids, they're all competing for your bandwidth. It's not that we stop caring, it's that we literally run out of time and energy. And to make things feel even tougher, there's this weird psychological quirk called the friendship paradox. Just think about it. You're way more likely to be friends with a social butterfly, someone who has a ton of friends. So when you look at their social life, it's super easy to think, wow, everyone has more friends than me. But you're comparing yourself to the most connected people. It totally skews your perception. So here's the takeaway. You are probably not nearly as behind as you feel. Okay, so we get the problem. We know the secret formula. Now for the most important part, what do we actually do about it? Let's build a real, actionable plan. First off, let's set some realistic expectations here. You can totally spark a new connection within a few weeks, but turning that casual acquaintance into a genuinely close friend, that's going to take a few months of consistent effort. And the biggest hurdle every single time is just putting in the time. There are no shortcuts. So where do you find that proximity we were talking about? Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to basically recreate that school environment for yourself. Find a third place, somewhere that isn't home and isn't work, where you're guaranteed to see the same people again and again. That could be a sports team, a volunteer group, a weekly D&D night at a hobby shop, a book club. The actual activity matters way less than the consistency.
And please, don't just wait for invitations to magically appear. You have to be the one who takes the initiative sometimes. Be the person who organizes the dinner party, or the game night, or the weekend hike. An invitation is a powerful signal that you're open to friendship, and it can kickstart this amazing upward spiral of connection for everybody. Look, making that first move can be terrifying. I get it. You're putting yourself out there, you're risking rejection. But just think about the potential payoff for a second. The sting of rejection, it might last a few hours, but the best case scenario could be a friend you have for the rest of your life. That is absolutely a risk worth taking. Okay, so you've met some new people, you're seeing them regularly. How do you cross that bridge from just a casual acquaintance to a real, genuine friend? This is the final and most crucial step. The magic really happens with these two things: care and share. Care is all about looking outward. Get genuinely curious about them. Ask about their weekend, their job, what they're passionate about. Your goal is to really understand their world. And share is about looking inward. You have to be willing to let them into your world too. Share a story, an opinion, something a little personal. This is how you get past the small talk and build a real connection.
Now, this is really key. This isn't about spilling your deepest, darkest secrets on the first coffee date. It's more like a gradual dance of reciprocity. You share a little something personal, which signals to them that it's safe for them to do the same. It's that balanced give and take that builds trust and really deepens the bond over time.
So if this all feels like a lot, just remember this. That longing you feel for connection, that's a universal human thing. You are not weird for wanting it, and I guarantee you millions of other people are feeling the exact same way. There are friendships out there just up for grabs with people who'll be so happy to have you in their life. The first step is just showing up.